Hey, how you doing? I I'll just start this off right away. So this could be as short of a video as possible. Probably not going to happen, but a lot of the videos I do are basically just to help other targeted individuals with getting information out, understanding what's going on in their life, and helping with some tips that might help you just get through the day. So one of the things that you've probably realized if you have been researching and trying to understand what's going on in your life, you've realized that a lot of the places you go to for service, you pay for a service and that service is provided, but something is always messed up or broken or it's just not done right. Like you go to get your tires changed and one of your hubcaps is missing when you get done, or they give you a tire that's got a nail in it already, or something. It's always something that's messed up. So, uh, say you need to change the oil on your car, it's about the same price pretty much to go buy the oil and do it all yourself, or go to the oil change place. Sometimes it's even cheaper at the oil change place, but you just can't trust that they're going to put enough oil in it, if they're going to leave the cap too loose and have oil draining out of your car. Whatever the scenario is, it's just better for you to do things on your own. And it's a good learning experience. It can be actually kind of fun to work on your car a little bit. So I'm just going to change my oil today. I figured as long as I'm doing this, I might as well make a video and show people how to do this. Not just for targeted individuals, but for anybody that wants to change their oil that's never done it before. It's pretty much the most simple thing you can do to work on your car. It's not a major task. So I'll just go over real quick the things that you need. Hold on one second. Willie, come here. All right, come here. You can help me change the oil? All right, we gotta get your dog. Your dog definitely is good help with the oil change. You gonna help me with the oil, buddy? All right. So here are the things that you need. Well, the first thing you need to do, it's pretty easy to just go on YouTube and look up whatever kind of vehicle you have. Like I have a Vortec. The motor in my truck is a Vortec 5.3 liter gas engine. You can look up the make and model of your car, your truck, whatever. Go on YouTube, and there's somebody that has done an instructional video. We'll wait for the UPS to go by. There's a little hand signal. There's somebody that's done some kind of instructional video on how to do an oil change, just like I'm doing right now. You can go to, let's say Google, DuckDuckGo, Bing, whatever, and look up your vehicle and see which tools you're going to need to perform whatever mechanical work that you need to do on your car. So here are the things that you basically are going to need if you're going to do an oil change on your own car. You want to figure out how many quarts of oil your car takes. So mine takes 6 quarts of oil. So usually buying one of these, pretty much most oil is all the same. You can get the regular old school oil, you can get full synthetic oil, or you can get a synthetic blend. Synthetic is a little more expensive, it lasts longer. But I just went ahead and went with the regular old school motor oil. So this is a 5 quart right here. And since my truck has high mileage on it, I've got like over 100,000 miles on it. I went ahead and got some of this right here. This is Lucas Heavy Duty Oil Stabilizer. It's basically just like oil, but this has something else different in it, that it sticks to the sides of the walls of your motor. Because when you start your car up, it takes a while for that motor oil to to disperse through the engine. And when you have a high mileage engine, you want the least amount of wear possible. So when all of those parts are moving around in your engine, you want there to be lubrication. And this basically, like I said, what it does, it just sticks to the walls of the motor. So it's like the guy explained to me, it's kind of like honey. It sticks to the sides. So this will be my 6th quart. If you don't have a high mileage vehicle, you really don't need this. But I'm going to go ahead and use it today. Okay, so, yeah, oh, and also figure out what kind of oil you need. So this is a 10 weight 30, the manual calls for 5 weight, 20 or 30 on my truck, but since it gets hot here in Phoenix, a little higher viscosity will be better for the warm temperatures, 115, 120, whatever it gets here. One day I got up to 122. All right, so there's your oil. You're going to need a funnel to put that into the truck or car, whatever. So you find one of these, the swap meet, garage sale for $0.25, 50 cents. If not, just buy it at the hardware store. You want to figure out what size your oil plug is. Usually in the YouTube videos, it'll tell you, my truck specifically is a 15 millimeter, which I thought was kind of interesting because this is supposed to be an American-made vehicle, but it's a millimeter instead of standard size. So mine is a 15 millimeter, and two other things you can buy at a garage sale or swap meet. This is a breaker bar. So to get the oil plug loose, you want to use a breaker bar. This is just a reducer, reduces from, is that 1/2 inch to 1/4 inch. So you can use your breaker bar to loosen that bolt, and then once you get that bolt loosened, you can use this, or you can just unscrew it with your fingers to loosen that up. So you want to figure out which size ratchet you need to undo that oil plug. Definitely the thing you need to replace is the oil filter. This thing there's one under there right now. It's completely gummed up probably with all of the deposits that come out of your engine. This thing filters all of that out, keeps the oil clean. So you want to take that off and replace that. And when you're getting your parts, sometimes you can trust what the person in the store is saying. You know, maybe possibly they didn't get a text message on their phone saying, hey, you've got a targeted individual coming to the store, give them the wrong parts, give them bad advice. So you want to make sure that you get the right part. I actually got a really good guy over at Napa. He was really professional. He didn't gaslight me. He didn't play any kind of street theater skits on me. He didn't do anything. He was a nice guy, and made sure that I got all the right parts. So even if you do have somebody help you, just want to make sure that you have the right filter, the right oil, the right everything on your own. So you want your oil filter, and a lot of times, if you have an older car, the oil will be leaking out of the sides of the oil filter. The O-ring on here has gone bad, or just worn out, and it'll leak a little bit down the side. So if you try to take that off with your hand, it's not going to come off. So you need either one of these. This is an oil filter wrench, and that basically just goes around here. You can unscrew that oil filter with that. The other kind of oil filter wrench is like this, and you basically put that on the end of your ratchet, and that just goes on the bottom of the oil filter, and you can unscrew it that way. Today I could not find one of these. This is I went to go get one of these. This is for my Toyota 4Runner. It's got a specialized little piece right here that takes the oil filter off of the 4Runner. And oh, hey, somebody just started an air compressor over there. How interesting. Never fails when I do a video out here, somebody starts making noise with a pressure washer or air compressor or something. I don't even see anybody with their garage door open over here, but hey, whatever, we just got some background noise. So yeah, you can pick one of these up, same place, swap meet, garage sale, usually you can find one for $1. This was like $15. I went to O'Reilly over here and bought one of these. I was looking for, like I said, I was looking for one of these, couldn't find the size that fits, which is kind of odd because this is a Vortec 5.3 liter. on a Chevy Silverado, which is pretty much the most common truck in the United States. So I thought that was kind of odd, but hey, maybe they're out because everybody got one. Another thing that you'll need is an oil bucket for when you drain your oil. Make sure that the oil pan is big enough to hold all of the oil that is going to come out of your motor. So that this truck takes 6 quarts. This is a 7-quart pan, so it should all fit in there. I'm probably a little bit low, so I've probably got plenty of room. And then you want to, when you're getting rid of your old oil out of that pan, I'll probably just use this empty container that I poured all the oil into the car. This is one that I've got that's got a little bit of old oil in it, just in case I need more room. But that way you can dispose of it properly. You don't want to dump it in your backyard or anywhere like that. You want to take that to, you know what? I'm not even sure where to take that. I need to look that up afterwards. I've got a few of them in the backyard that are full from other oil changes. Here's something else you get really cheap at a garage sale or swap meet. Some old towels. These actually I got from a storage unit, and they were nice brand new white towels, and there were some other nice brand new red towels that were in there. I threw them all in the washer and ended up with pink towels. So nobody wants pink towels. I don't. Maybe a few people do. But you want to lay these down underneath where your oil pan is going to be, because you're probably going to spill some. You're going to get a little bit on the outside of the oil pan, and it's just, if you don't want a big mess on your driveway, it's good to have some towels underneath there that you can just throw away. All right, and then the last thing, it's probably a good idea, always good, eye protection, to just protect your eyes. You know, you've only got one set, and another thing you can get really cheap somewhere. Buy some of these at a gas station for $5, or like I said, garage sale, swap meet. You can get everything cheap at those places. If you just head out and look for deals, you can get a lot of this stuff really cheap. All right. If it's cold like it is here today, a cup of coffee might be good. All right, so now I will show, oh, here, there's a few more parts that would be helpful. Well, not helpful, I need them for my truck. I can't get underneath it without this. So these are just plastic ramps. They're heavy duty plastic. There's metal ones you can get. Same thing, you can find these at a garage sale or swap meet. Just, you put them right in front of the wheels and you drive your vehicle up onto the ramps, and it gives you a little more clearance underneath. You can always jack the vehicle up and put something underneath. God, what are those called? To stabilize it, make sure it doesn't fall on you. And then these right here, these are wheel chocks. You want to put those in the front of your tire if you have the ramps. That way you want to put those in front of your tire and your emergency brake on to make sure that your vehicle doesn't roll forward. How is my battery already at 20%? That's interesting. Let's see. Maybe I should get the charger and plug this thing in. I was at like 60% battery life when I started this video. We haven't been on here for very long. It's already down to 20. That's amazing. Plug that in. Okay, So just pop your hood, and then the first thing you want to do is get in here and take your oil cap off. There we go. And see, like right there, it just says 5 weight 30, SAE 5 weight 30 on there. Like I said, I put 1030, going to put 1030 in here for the warmer weather. So just take your oil cap off. All right, I guess I'll just put this on here. Got Mr. Air Compressor over here just standing in his front yard. All right, I'm not sure really checking out the comments. I just saw one that said, "Hi Michael, hey everybody, how you doing?" This is just an instructional video to kind of help people that don't know how to change their own oil. A lot better for you to do it yourself than to wow, UPS busy around here today. Pretty busy guys. Lots of deliveries. You'd think they would have delivered both packages on the same street with one truck instead of having to keep driving around. Oh, I didn't mention. Just grab yourself a bunch of paper towels. You're going to get oil on your hands from the oil filter, and you're going to need those. Oh, Willis, come here. Oh, and let's see. Yep, there's a little dog. Hey, why don't you come in here, buddy? Come here. Let's just go in here for a little bit. Come here. I'll be back in a minute, okay? Whoa, not happy. Hey, come here, come here, come here, come here. What's up? Come here. You don't have a collar. How you doing, man? Good. Aaron, tires up over there? Okay, okay. I know you want to help. I know you want to help. All right. Stay here.
So you'll probably notice that when you go out to your front yard, when you're a TI, that you try to get something accomplished, it never fails. Somebody's gonna come up to your house, ask you a bunch of questions, or there's gonna be a dog loose that, yeah, there's always something, some kind of distraction, so it's something you kinda have to just get used to, deal with best you can. So right now I'm using my breaker bar to loosen this up, and it wasn't too ridiculously tight. So you just get that loosened, and let's see, can we use our, yep, okay, so just use our finger to, all right, now this is the tricky part sometimes. There's a little bit of pressure, so this oil will come shooting out. There we go. All right, got it in there that time. All right, put that oil plug off to the side. And this will kind of tell you how much oil you're missing out of your motor too, like how much you've burned off or how much has been taken out, depending on what the situation is. All right. And it's helpful to get your oil wrench at the same time, so you don't have to get up like I did just now and go get it. Just a little more exercise, I guess. So I don't know if you can see how that oil is coming out. It's flowing pretty good. That's because the oil cap is off, and if that oil cap's on, it creates a vacuum basically that makes it tough for the oil to come out. Alright, so once you get that oil plug out, and it's just about completely drained, you can start taking your oil filter off. And this is where you're going to get a little bit of oil on your hands. Or hand. Alright, so and mine's a little bit warm. I had to drive to the store and buy that oil filter wrench. But I let it sit for about, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes before I did this, so all the oil would drain down, back down to the bottom of the oil pan. And I'll just set that over here on my towel that I don't need. So let that drain for a minute. Where'd my paper towels go? There we go. All right, if you're just showing up right now, this is pretty much nothing but a video on how to change your oil, which is a good idea for people that are targeted individuals. To explain that to people that are watching this that have no idea what a targeted individual is. It's basically, if you research the Stasi in East Germany, how they operated, people that were considered government dissidents or were just put on the list, they would go to businesses around town and pay for services, and those services were not performed the same way that they were for people that weren't on the list. get bad service, they break things, different things like that. So this is just one thing you can do on your own where you don't have to trust somebody else to do that for you. And, you know, it's just a good thing to do on your own anyway. Good thing to know how to do. All right, so there's my new oil filter. Looks like that thing's just about done draining. Let it go for another minute here. Let's see, what can we do while we're... Okay, and again, we're getting close to the point where we're gonna put the new oil in. Make sure, again, that you have the right oil. Like I said, my truck says that it takes 5 weight 30, but because of the warmer weather and the higher mileage of my truck, I'm gonna use a 10 weight 30. It's a little bit higher viscosity. Cut back on that. All right, and again, I'm just repeating myself. This is Lucas Heavy Duty Oil Stabilizer. This is for high mileage motors. Actually, it doesn't really need to be a high mileage motor for you to put this in. You can put this in a brand new car too. But this is just it has some kind of compound in it that helps, it sticks to the walls of your engine. And like say you live somewhere cold, it basically keeps the oil stuck to the sides of your engine, the inside of your, well, I don't want to explain something I don't know too much about, but this sticks to the walls of the motor, and when you start your car up, it's already got lubrication, so the oil doesn't have to pump through the motor, and this will just make your engine last a little bit longer. So I'm going to use some of this. So from what I read and what the guy told me, I need to put this in first. Willis, you helping me, buddy? Good job. You're doing good. All right, looks like that's still dripping a little bit of oil. I think we're good though. All right, so I've got those two ready now. Put those off to the side. And get under here, put the oil plug back in and the new oil filter. And since you've got a little bit of oil on your hands already, it's gonna be kind of slippery when you go to put that thing on. So I'm just gonna go in back this way. Make sure the threads are right on that. Hand tighten it, and then get your oil filter wrench. And tighten that up. You want that oil filter to be tight but not too tight so you don't destroy the O-ring on it. All right, put the oil plug bolt back in. Same thing with that, you want it tight but not too tight so you can never get it off again.
all ready to go. All right, so this is the point. You get your funnel. One of these type of funnel right here is pretty good. It's got the little rest right here where you can put the spout of the oil can, the oil bottle, whatever, on that and get that in there. Right, let's see here. This isn't one of those professionally edited videos like the guys do on YouTube. It's just something we decided to do at the last second, so. All right. Make sure you don't have any debris, any little leaves in here, anything like that. And this stuff is pretty thick, so this is going to take a minute to get in there. See how thick that is? So like I was saying a minute ago, you definitely want to, if you have to drive somewhere to get some parts and you get home, you definitely want to leave your vehicle sitting for 10, 15 minutes. Still be careful when you take that oil plug and the filter off because it's going to be kind of warm. It was warm on my hand, but it didn't, not enough to burn me. Half an hour, 45 minutes would be best, but sometimes you don't have time. 15 minutes or so should probably work. Just be careful you don't burn your hand. I live by an airport, so I've got a little Cessna flying overhead right now. Quite a few airplanes that fly around over here. That's one thing I actually like about this area. I like the airplanes, I like the air traffic. Grew up around airplanes when I was a little kid. Worked at an airport as a sky cap, and then after that I was a firefighter for 5 years, and literally lived right next to the runway. That's where I slept. And then sometimes the airplanes would have problems, and we'd go hop in the crash truck or the engine, rescue truck, whatever I was on, whatever vehicle I was on that day, on that shift. Go out and do what we needed to do. So hearing the airplanes fly over, actually, it's got some nostalgia for me. I like that. All right. All right, got that in there now. That's the Lucas. Stops thermal breakdown, extends engine life, contains no Teflon, no sulfur, no chlorine. Oil alone is not enough, it says. So this isn't
normal part of your oil change. This is something extra. You don't really need to do that. Just make sure that you have the right amount of oil that your engine calls for. All right, this part can be kind of tricky sometimes because the oil is a couple inches from the top of this thing, and it will start to pour sometimes before you're ready. So you have to kind of make sure that you're aiming correctly. Oh, I missed a little bit, and there we go, got it. So you got to focus on this part. Make sure you don't pour it too fast, it'll overflow. All right. Okay, like I said, you can use this right here to dispose of the oil that you poured into the pan from releasing the oil out of your oil pan, and go dispose of it somewhere. I need to look that up, actually find out where I can take that. Right now it just sits in my backyard in this thing until I figure that out. And you're pretty much done. The last thing that you need to do is get your oil cap, make sure you don't lose that. Sometimes people will forget, they'll leave their funnel in here, shut their hood, and then the oil shoots out the top of your, the oil fill tank here. So definitely make sure that you get your oil cap, get it on there hand tight. Oil change done. Alright, so I'm not going to bore everybody with the disposal of the oil into the container and all that stuff. You could probably figure that out on your own. But this is something that should probably be helpful for you to do on your own. You know it's done right. I know that I got everything tightened correctly. I know I got the right amount of oil in my truck. And there was no funny business. That's it. Am I missing anything? Did I get it all? Yep, I think that's it. All right, I hope that was helpful for everybody. Thanks for tuning in and watching. And I'll check back in with another video as soon as I can, as soon as I need to talk about whatever I need to talk about next. All right, everybody, have a great day.